Paulos, an apostle of Christu Jesu, by the will of Theou, and Timotheus, our brother, to the saints and faithful brethren in Christo, which are at Colossae. Grace be unto you, and peace from Theou, our Patros, and the Lord Jesus Christ. We give thanks to Theo and the Patri of our Kuriou, Jesu Christu, praying always for you, since we heard of your faith in Christo Jesu, and of the love which ye have to all the saints, for the hope which is laid up for you in heaven, whereof ye heard before in the word of the truth of the gospel, which is to come unto you as it is in all the world, and bringeth forth fruit, as it does also in you, since the day ye heard of it, and knew the grace of Theou in truth, as ye also learn of Epaphras, our dear fellow servant, who is for you a faithful minister of Christu, who also declared unto us your love in the pneumati. For this cause we also, since the day we heard it, do not cease to pray for you, and to desire that ye might be filled with the knowledge of his will in all wisdom and spiritual understanding, that ye might walk worthy of the Kuriou, unto all pleasing, being fruitful in every good work, and increasing in the knowledge of Theou, strengthened with all might according to his glorious power, unto all patience and long-suffering with joyfulness, giving thanks unto Patri, which hath made us meet to be partakers of the inheritance of the saints in light, who hath delivered us from the power of darkness, and hath translated us into the kingdom of his dear Huyu, in whom we have redemption through his blood, even the forgiveness of sins, who is the image of the invisible Theou, the firstborn of every creature. For by him were all things created, that are in heaven and that are in earth, visible and invisible, whether they be thrones, or dominions, or principalities, or powers. All things were created by him and for him. And he is before all things, and by him all things consist. And he is the head of the body, the church, who is the beginning, the firstborn from the dead, that in all things he might have the preeminence. For it pleased the Father that in him should all fullness dwell, and having made peace through the blood of his cross, by him to reconcile all things unto himself. By him, I say, whether they be things in earth or in things in heaven. And you, that were sometime alienated and enemies in your mind by wicked works, yet now hath he reconciled in the body of his flesh through death, to present you holy and unblameable and unreprovable in his sight, if ye continue in the faith grounded and settled, and be not moved away from the hope of the gospel, which ye have heard, and which was preached to every creature which is under heaven, whereof I, Paulos, am made a minister, who now rejoice in my sufferings for you, and fill up that which is behind of the afflictions of Christu in my flesh for his body's sake, which is the church, whereof I am made a minister, according to the dispensation of Theou, which is given to me for you, to fulfill the word of Theou, even the mystery which hath been hid from ages and from generations, but now is made manifest to his saints, to whom Theos, who make known what is the riches of the glory of this mystery among the Gentiles, which is Christos in you, the hope of glory, whom we preach, warning every man and teaching every man in all wisdom, that we may present every man perfect in Christo. Whereunto I also labor, striving according to his working, which worketh in me mightily.